Many times, yeah, the moment we talk about relationships, the first thing that comes in our minds is dating and marriage, isn't it? Yet there are a number of relationships which actually we never consider as relationships. I don't know what term we really have to use to mean relationships.
The fundamentals of a relationship, the quality of your relationships is going to determine the quality of your life. So you need to reflect a little. Just think about yourself. How are you relating with everybody around you? How are you relating with your parents? How are you relating with your children, your friends, and everybody? It is going to make, either it's going to make you a good person or the other person. And we cannot go away without saying that a good relationship is going to be founded by faith. All the relationships that are having issues today, they have an issue with how we are relating with our Creator. So whoever you are relating with today, how is maybe yours to answer, but ask yourself, when your Creator is looking at you and how you're relating with this person, what is He seeing? So a relationship is going to go forth, it is going to, it is going to struggle, it is going to fight all the troubles, and it is going to stand all the times when it is based on religion. And when it is founded by the regulations of our Creator. That is number one. Number two, we need to ensure that our relationships are built on trust. Our relationships must be built on trust. But whenever we talk about trust, especially when we are in women relationships, most of the time we are looking out for someone doing something that you want. Most of the time we are looking out for someone doing something that is at your level. Okay? You want someone to do something that you understand. You want to you want to be the gauge of what the other person should do. And whenever someone does something that is out of your box, or whenever someone does something that you never expected, whenever someone does something that you probably don't want them to do, then they are breaching the trust. But we are talking about trust, whereby you know that this person is probably good at this, this person is probably not good at this, this person can never do this. Do we have people here who can say something about maybe their friends, and you put your hand there and you say, you know what? Shamila can never do that. Okay, my husband can never do that. Of course, never is not a safe word, but whenever the friendship or whenever the relationship becomes stronger, never starts coming in. You start knowing that this is the limit of this person. This is the weakness of this person. This is the strength of this person. But the problem we have with we learn to accept people, how they are and what they bring forth to us. Because I am going to relate with you very differently with the way I relate with Farida. Okay? We are supposed to relate with people in accordance to what they bring forth to us. If someone does not want you to come into their family life, it does not mean you will not relate with them. You trust this person basing on what they have given you to relate with them in. Trust has a line, and actually what we usually talk about trust. Trust is a very, very fragile thing. Trust is a very delicate ingredient in a relationship. Actually, we say that trust is not bought. Trust is not bought. We don't force trust. Exactly. Trust is not bought. It is not forced. It is not imposed. Trust is deserved. Trust is deserved. You will never make someone trust you if they have not chosen to trust you. And the other important thing about maybe trust is when you lose trust in a relationship, you will never get it back. No matter how much money you use, no matter how much you crawl, no matter how many sorries you will say, you will never get the trust that you have lost. And we usually tell people, if there is a relationship that is going bad, acknowledge that you've lost the trust of this person and choose to relate with this person with that ingredient out. You probably will have a better relationship. Then lastly, the third thing that I want us to maybe discuss today. Our relationships are supposed to be based on values. We must base our relationships on values. But the question this evening is, do we even know what our values are? Do you know what you stand for? Do you know your no-go areas? Do you know your boundaries? Do you know your limits, that when you start that? There's a time when I had this barrier or this boundary. When I was in the childbearing age, you know, I'm out of that age. I've retired, just retired out of childbirth. I'm done with that. But there was a time when I was in the childbearing intention. I would be either pregnant. When you meet me in the year, I'll be either pregnant or breastfeeding, or I have a young baby, you know, I'm a new mother. So to me, there was a point where you would not ask me, how many children do you have? It used to come, you know, especially from our family members. But Zayton, how many children do you have? Every function you have a child. Every function you have a child. And I usually used to ask that, do you have a debt with my husband? Did he leave any debt when he was taking me? Because he paid my mahar full and he gave my family whatever they asked for. So if he's riding me for 20 children, can we give him a chance? Yes. So to me then, that was a no-go area. If you wanted to see me turn brown, just ask me how many children I have. And today, when you ask me how many children I have, I'll tell you I have 10 children. Comfortably. All right. So to me, it is very important to have values. Muslim women, what are our values? What are those things that we stand for? When you walk the streets, they know that a Muslim woman will not walk when her figure is out. Okay? A Muslim woman will not walk when she's making noise. A Muslim woman will not sleep with anybody because of anything. You know, what are those things that are supposed to follow a Muslim woman? And whenever you relate with me and someone wants to breach the values, someone wants you to exchange your values for theirs, someone wants you to maybe go down, you know, you have elevated yourself for, we invest time in ourselves. We invest time in our values. Some of us have gone back to school. Some of us have, you know, sacrificed. We have decided, for example, when we were at campus, we chose to be virgins at Makerere University, a place where everybody believes that they are not virgins. But I probably say that I was a virgin at Makerere University. Okay? Yes. That was a value that I have. So if someone comes in and wants you to break that value, maybe that is not a person that you should relate with. Thank you very much.